Hello everyone, I'm Ian EFC, this is Blue Lines TV, and today I'm bringing a match preview on our game against Leicester. And yeah, you guys, before I even get into the stream, I just wanted to ask some of the Malaysian subscribers. Yeah, basically I'm going to be in Malaysia, I'm leaving next Friday, I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. If you guys can DM me on Twitter letting me know any good pubs to go to when I'm there, because obviously I need to watch the football and still do match reviews and previews when I'm out there. So if you guys can help a brother out, I'm going to be in Kuala Lumpur, so you guys know. So, yeah, that's it. That shameless plug's out the way. But anyway, you guys, getting straight onto the match preview. And apologies, there was supposed to be a special video coming out earlier last night. Unfortunately, the editor wasn't around and couldn't upload it. But it was going to be a predicted 11. So, expect that for the Champions League game coming up next week. But anyway, getting onto things. Yes, of course, Courtois is going to start in goal. Back three, I have a feeling that Conte is going to continue and persist with the same team that beat Everton. I think Conte is a manager that values consistency, and I feel that he feels more confident and comfortable with a team that's already winning. So I expect to see Luis in the middle, of course, the best defender in the league, 86 rated on FIFA. I don't know why his pace is 70. That's a different video for another time. Of course, Aspie on the right. Aspie, you know what? It's been a bit uncharacteristic in regards that, I'm noticing one or two mistakes every time Aspie plays. And it's very uncharacteristic because Aspie's a guy that never makes any mistakes whatsoever. But I'm hoping that he can regain some type of his form back, some of his best form back from the beginning of that 13-game unbeaten run. He definitely needs to, and otherwise he's going to have competition. I think sometimes his positioning has been a tiny bit suspect, and some of his tackling as well. But you know what? Most people, our pre-season actually wasn't as big as it usually is. So a lot of players took a while to regain their fitness, and I have a feeling with Aspie, I think he's really close to reaching optimal match conditioning. And I think Rudiger's going to continue on the left-hand side. Rudiger, he's getting more and more used to playing on the left of a back three. His first game against Burnley, I'm not even going to be too critical of him because, the guy, it was his first time playing in a back three with guys he's never ever played with before. And I think that, of course, with Rudiger, he's starting to slowly get more accustomed to the system. And I think the big thing about Rudiger, and this is one thing I've been really going on about for nearly a whole year, is that left-hand side. Now, you guys know from last season, I kept going on about that gap between Cahill and Alonso. And the reason why Matic had to be the guy who was basically the babysitter in that midfield to really plug up that gap and that space and, really solidify the left-hand side. But now I think with Rudiger, a guy who's comfortable playing out from the back, he's a better passer than Cahill. And someone that's comfortable pushing out wide because Rudiger has played as fullbacks throughout his career as well. So he's comfortable playing in those positions. And I think that's really helped Marcos Alonso because we're starting to notice Alonso get forward a lot more. He's been a lot more attacking, especially at the start of this season compared to last season. And that's definitely because I feel that Conte is allowing him to push up more because he feels that that gap, that weakness on the left-hand side is gone now. And I think with Conte realising that, I can't imagine that he'd be quick to bring back Cahill into the first 11. I can't imagine him doing that so quickly. And I think that, long may it continue because, of course, a better Marcos Alonso is just going to be better for the team because that means potentially then Hazard, when the guy's back, is going to start being able to play closer to the goal and really start showing what he can do. Of course, moving on to the midfield, I have a feeling it's going to be the same. Kante and Fabregas. Yes, Kante, that reunion, going to be seeing some of the Leicester old boys. Kante, again, he's been one of our best players, I have to say. Extremely consistent. He's so dependable. Honestly, he's one of those guys that will never ever play a bad game. And even when he does play poorly, his work rate and his effort is still one of the best in the team. And it always evens itself out. And I've been pleased with his performances recently. And, long may it continue. Fabregas as well. Fabregas, Leicester City, Fabregas seems to be their kryptonite. He's always performing very well, especially last year when he was getting a lot of assists and goals and everything of that nature. And I think that especially with how Leicester play, it really plays into Fabregas's hands because Leicester, they like to play very defensive. They like to sit very deep. They like to counter-attack, and of course the counter-attack goes through Jamie Vardy. It's not as potent as when they won the league because teams have come accustomed to how it works and, you know, how to really counter it now. Especially with the back three, it's even more difficult now. Last season, Vardy did nothing at all whatsoever because there's always protection to plug up those areas that Vardy likes to play in. So that's completely eroded now. And because Leicester like to defend deep, this gives a lot of joy to our wing-backs. And of course, when our wing-backs can get forward and push up, that means our midfield can get on the ball. And when our midfield get on the ball, that means Fabregas starts doing his thing, starts dictating the play, fashioning chances, creating opportunities. And I think when you have that, especially when you've got Alvaro Morata up front, some of the other guys, I'm excited for the game tomorrow. I'm expecting there to be a few goals. Now, moving on to the front three. Yes, the main man, Alvaro Morata. Honestly, he's going to score again tomorrow. It's just been so refreshing to finally see someone who really is an upgrade to that, you know, to what the front three really needs. You know, his ability to be able to drop deep, link up the play, and, you know, we finally have a guy, you know, the best aerial striker who I've seen since Drogba. I mean, this guy is very, very underrated. And when you look at Morata, what I like about his aerial ability is I see that Drogba intelligence in terms of how he wins the ball. You know, when you win a ball in the air, it's not about being strong or having a good leap. It's all about timing. And Morata seems to be able to time it perfectly every single time. Same thing as Drogba, because if you looked at Drogba physically, he wasn't the strongest guy. He wasn't, you know, he wasn't built and ram and just like, you know, muscles on muscles. He had a very normal figure, but he knew how to use his body very well. And when you look at Alvaro Morata, he seems to have those tendencies. And I think this guy, as he's been saying, he's so happy to come to Chelsea because we're the right club for him to really excel and become a world-class striker, because he's going to have the right support around him. He'll be able to play consistently, where even if he does mess up, he can still not lose his confidence, become mentally stronger, and still have opportunities to really show what he can do. And I've been very pleased with the signing. I have to admit, I did prefer Lukaku during the summer, but honestly now with Morata coming in and seeing just how good he is and how effective he is, I don't really care now that we never got Lukaku. I think Morata, Lukaku, I could say they're the same, I have to admit now. After really seeing Morata play a lot more up front, obviously playing for Chelsea, I have to say in terms of ability, they're pretty similar. And if anything, Morata just finally has the opportunity, consistent opportunities to really show what he's about. And long may it continue. Been fantastic during the European qualifiers, been scoring, and it's going to continue. And you guys, the minute Hazard's fully fit and comes back, oh my God. Hazard and Morata, jeez. The striker that Hazard's been waiting for so long. It's going to be beautiful when it happens. But yeah, I'm just being dick riding Morata so much now. Moving on to the rest of the front three. I expect it to be Willian and Pedro. Now, Willian has slowly regained his ability, thank God. During pre-season, the first couple of games, I thought he was awful. Constantly losing the ball, not relieving pressure. And of course, if our front three don't hold the ball or keep possession, then we're in trouble because the wing-backs can't get forward and we get forced deep and we can't play out. But he's been, he's been slowly getting better now. He's been more consistent. And I'm noticing that Conte's allowing him and Pedro to interchange more. It wasn't really happening last season. And I think, again, I've always said a Willian that's able to cut in from the left-hand side and take shots is beautiful, because Willian is a very good finisher and he's very accurate with his shots. It's just a shame that he's not on that side often because of Hazard, obviously, where he's able to really show his best qualities as much. Because, of course, when Willian plays on the right-hand side, it's a completely different game because it's all about his movement off the ball and making intelligent runs and creating space. And Willian's just not that type of player where he can do that. And this is why Pedro, of course, has been re-transformed since Conte's come, because he's finally playing a role that he was doing at Barcelona. And, the beautiful thing too with this front three, as you said, it's always, you're always guaranteed to get clear goal scoring chances. And this is why we won the league, because we created the best chances, the best goal scoring opportunities. And you think about it like this, you've got someone like Pedro up front who's creating the space, makes intelligent movement when space is free. And then you've got a striker now with Morata who's able to then make space himself, able to drop deeper where he's comfortable keeping the ball, and then lets Willian and Pedro advance. every single game you're guaranteed to have 1 or 2 clear-cut chances. Every game we've played, even if we haven't played as well, we've still created clear-cut chances. And that's how the system works under Conte, and that's why it's so effective. So when Hazard comes back, it's going to go to another level, because the guy's, to me, you know, the 3rd best player in the world. But anyway, you guys, that's my predicted lineup. I'm actually going to talk about the sub bench. I think that's going to be interesting. I do, of course, yesterday in the video that which couldn't be uploaded because the editor wasn't about, I did say that Hazard was going to be on the bench purely because I thought it was actually good for him to go and play with Belgium during the international week. Because think about it, the guy hasn't had a pre-season, hasn't trained much. Playing against the teams he played is effectively like a mini pre-season, because of course he's going away with the squads. He's playing against very weak opposition where he's able to really just, you know, focus on his fitness and, you know, regain his touch and composure and things like that. And I think it was a good move for Conte and Chelsea to allow him to obviously go, and it's worked out okay. And of course, looks like could be on the bench. I see him maybe getting the last 20 minutes. I think Danny Drinkwater is definitely going to play, because there's no way in hell that Fabregas is going to finish the whole game. What is probably going to happen is that we will probably be a goal or 2 up. And then, of course, you guys know we like to switch to a 3-5-2 when the game is nearing an end. And I think that's when we'll see Bakayoko and Drinkwater forming that 3-man midfield. And then we'll probably see Hazard playing up front with Morata. And if anything, this could be a good experimentation to see if, you know, 3-5-2 is actually a very viable tactical alternative to 3-4-3. And I think it's going to be interesting to see that when it happens during the second half and the subs are made. You know, of course, really for 3-5-2 to work, it could only ever be Hazard and Morata up front, which I think could be quite potent and quite deadly, if I'm being honest. Because even then, Hazard playing closer to goal, Hazard's a very clinical finisher. We always moan about him not having enough shots, but the shots he does have, they tend to go in the net more often than not. So if it came down to them just being the sole 2 players, it could work. And then seeing that midfield of, you know, Kante, Drinkwater and Bakayoko, it'd be interesting to see how they'd really combine with each other, who would be the more offensive out of the 2. You know, I think it's going to be really good to see. And if anything, we know with Conte, when it comes to playing in leagues, he's very, very good. This is why he wins leagues all the time. I don't think he hasn't lost out on one yet. And, you know, he might not always play the most beautiful, entertaining football, but it's football that wins. And you've got to realise, you know, Conte knows how to shut up shop. And, you know, he knows how to get the points against the smaller teams. Now, think about it like this. Imagine we're playing, again, Leicester are a prime example. You know, we're 2-0 up around the 60th minute. Conte then moves to 3-5-2, brings on a Bakayoko, Drinkwater. Look how strong and stable that midfield is then. And, of course, we will be sitting back and counter-attacking, which is going to play into our hands, because then we'll be forcing the opposition to play balls into the middle, where the likes of Kante and Bakayoko will then win possession back, pass it to Drinkwater. Drinkwater will play the quick pass to Morata. You know, the Drinkwater-esque pass that he already plays to Vardy back in the day will be saying the same thing with Morata. And then Morata will have Hazard beside him, you know, the 3rd best player in the world. So, honestly, you guys, I'm confident that we are one of the teams to beat in the league. I know some of us might be a bit disappointed, including myself, but I really think tactically with how we play and the players we brought in and how Conte likes to manage the squad, you know, this is why we beat all the small teams. Of course, we have difficulties in the big games. You know, we do get outplayed quite often, but I predicted in the Premier League this season, whatever team beats most of the smaller teams is going to win the league, because I see the big 6 teams taking points off each other. So in the end, it's not really going to matter as much. It's not going to be the most important way for deciding the league. And I think this is where we have the advantage, because out of all the teams in the league, we're more likely to beat the smaller teams and get 3 points in a game. We're the type of team, we don't have to create 30 chances in a game or 20 chances. We can create 10, 15, you know, 10, 12. We create, you know, 2, 3 clear goal scoring opportunities. And that's how we used to win games. So you guys, I definitely want you to really remember this point I'm making, because it's a point I will be making in the future, because I am confident that we are still the team to beat in the league. And I don't think that's going to change at all. So you guys, I don't want anyone to be negative, you know, be optimistic. Really listen to what I said and, you know, take it on board. Yeah, quickly just moving on briefly to how Leicester are going to approach us. I think all of us know that. I think, you know, even our mums would probably know how Leicester are going to approach the game. It's going to be purely, you know, defensive and counter-attacking. Missing out on Drinkwater is a big deal. And then Riyad Mahrez potentially not playing as well. It's even going to, you know, it's going to be even worse for Leicester. So I'm expecting them to play a lot of direct balls straight to Vardy and Okazaki. Okazaki is good in the air, but at the same time, we've got a back three. It's going to be completely different. So he's going to get blocked off and surrounded. Vardy won't get as many touches on the ball as last season. He barely touched the ball because Vardy's not the type of striker that links up play. He just gets on the end of things. And if you stop his service, you win. And of course, with no Drinkwater in this Leicester team, where's Vardy's service really going to come from? Let's be serious. If Drinkwater was the guy, this is why I really think Drinkwater is a fantastic player and he's very underrated. I've been saying this for years. You know, his ability to get a ball under pressure and then play the perfect pass every single time to Vardy. You've got to remember, with Jamie Vardy, the minute he moves, you have to make the pass. If you slow down or you take a split second, Vardy's run gets blocked off and then you get closed back in. Now, of course, I think tactically it's going to be a very good viable option to have in the team with Drinkwater. But regarding, obviously, Leicester, you know, I'm just making the point that with no Drinkwater and no Mahrez, they've got basically zero chance. And really, the only way Leicester have a chance in this game is divine intervention. You've got to hope the referee might luckily give them something. We either hit the post plenty of times, we have some penalty decisions taken against us, Leicester get a fake penalty. The only chance they do have, though, I must say, is through set pieces. And, you know, set pieces is still, it's actually the only weakness I can see in the team so far. If anything, it seems we've closed that left-hand side gap now with Rudiger playing. But with set pieces, I don't understand why we struggle so much because we concede way too many goals from headers. And it's not even about us getting out-muscled in the air. It seems that someone's always getting confused about which man needs to pick up who. And it seems to be that deep cross that goes behind everyone that always catches us off guard consistently. So I'm hoping Conte will work on that in the future. Maybe, you know, when the likes of Bakayoko and those guys get fit, you know, we are bringing in more, you know, aerial prowess into the team, especially with Morata up front as well, because Costa didn't really do none of that stuff. Anyway, you guys, yeah, Leicester really have no chance tomorrow against us. You know, we really are playing them at the best time because Leicester are at their weakest at this moment in time. And I expect the wing-backs to have joy going down whenever they want. And I expect Fabregas to get a lot of touches. Fabregas to get a lot of touches on the ball because the wing-backs are providing that with and providing the options for him. So my score prediction for the game against Leicester tomorrow, I think it's going to be 3-0. I expect Morata to get another goal. I think Pedro is going to score, and I think maybe Alonso might get another goal as well. But anyway, you guys, that's going to end the match preview for the Leicester game tomorrow. I'm going to release the match review afterwards. Probably, I think 30 minutes after is safe. But anyway, if you guys think I should release the match review like 10 minutes after the game ends or even 5 minutes after it ends, let me know because I'll do that. So you guys let me know on Twitter. I'll probably put a poll on actually after this video ends so I can really assess if I should release the match review 5 minutes after the game or half an hour afterwards. But anyway, you guys, in the comment section below, I want to hear some of your score predictions for the game tomorrow. What do you think the score is going to be? How do you see things going? Do you think I'm talking nonsense in this stream? Do you think I'm talking sense? Let me guys know. And yeah, you guys, thank you for watching today's match preview. I'm NiniFC. This is Blue Lines TV. Follow me on Twitter on the top left, NiniFC. Blue Lines. You know what? I wanted to bring back the Snapchat Q&A. The cable I need for my iPhone, you know, it's like an iTunes, an iPhone HDMI connector is broken. So I need to order a new one. It's like £50. Realistically, it probably won't come in time because I'm in Malaysia anyway. So I can't bring up the Snapchat Q&A until when I'm back, end of the month. But yeah, so you guys, I apologise for that. But yeah, I'm rambling on now. I'll see you guys later.